G'day and welcome to this week's video. This week we're going to talk about a not so positive investment, and that is funeral bonds. The reason why we're looking at funeral bonds is they do have a very positive effect from a Centrelink point of view once you become age pension age and might be receiving a part pension or even a very small part pension. They can add some value. So as a general rule, I don't like to recommend too many funeral bonds, as I think it's quite a negative investment. They don't provide a great return, but for the people that have them, it's often not about what return you're getting. It's to know that you've got that money set aside for your funeral in the future. But from a Centrelink planning point of view, in particular when we look at a lot of the changes that happened at the start of this year from the 1st of January 2017, the upper thresholds for when you go over a certain threshold and you're cut out of getting a pension altogether, there was around 300,000 people that actually miss out on getting any entitlements from January 2017. So the upper threshold for a couple in their own home was not far off $1.2 million. That has come down to around $827,000 now for a couple who own their own home, and for a single person that's around $550,000. So these are assets excluding your home, accounted for the assets test, and once you get over those limits, then you don't receive any more pension. The lower thresholds where your pension starts to reduce, that was increased, and that meant there was an extra 50,000 people received a full pension where previously they may not have. So what caused the reduction? Well, previous governments reduced the reduction, so every $1,000 you're over the lower limit, your pension would reduce by $3 in the past. That was reduced to $1.50, and from the 1st of January, it's gone back to a $3 reduction for every $1,000 that you're over the lower limits. So that's what's brought the assets test thresholds down considerably. So using a funeral bond where you can put up to $12,750, so that means that money will be exempt from Centrelink. So if you're getting a part pension right at this stage and your assets test is the reason why you've got that reduction, we've got to remember there is the income test and also the assets test. Whichever gives you the worst result is the one that they're going to take your pension payments on. So if yours is the assets test and you can reduce it by $12,750, that'll result in just under $1,000 extra pension for a couple, and that results in a 7.8% return. And for me, that's the positive side of a funeral bond, is that a 7.8% return in extra income to yourself is fantastic. It's well above what we get on a term deposit, which is only sort of at best 2.5 to 2.85 or 2.9 at best. So 7.8% in extra Centrelink income, I think, is fantastic. The funeral bond itself don't provide a great return. They're generally capital guaranteed, so I reckon nearly 8% is a pretty good deal. So for those that already have a funeral bond, you can top up your current funeral bond up to that $12,750. So yeah, definitely a positive thing to do. But as always, definitely seek personal financial advice. We'll have our general advice disclaimer at the end of the video for you to have a read. And I really appreciate your time. Thank you for listening. Give us a thumbs up if it's helpful. Subscribe to the channel would be great. Thank you very much, and we'll catch you next week.